So here we are with Marathon, the latest exfil shooter. Similar to Arc Raiders, but it's certainly different enough to forge its own path. Now, I'm going to be slightly different with my content going forwards, and it's going to be a lot more organic, unfiltered, raw, and I don't really give a shit anymore about the algorithm. It hasn't really done me any favours so far. I get a handful of views on my videos, maybe the odd like, maybe the odd comment, so trying to keep things PG, adding in a load of graphics, heavily editing my videos, it really makes no difference whatsoever. So I'm your kind of representation of your average casual gamer that maybe has a couple of hours a week to play some of their games, and that's about it. I'm not a sweat, but I'm not particularly bad at games either. Yeah, there it is. And hopefully I can offer a bit of a fresh alternative to the kind of streamer culture that's developed. And I really just don't think I could be a streamer. Having to engage with the chat all the time and pretend like you care about the people that are in it. Like, who gives a shit if it was Chris 187's birthday? You don't, and no one else in the chat does. So it's just not for me. So yeah, this is just going to be my kind of general overview of the game, what I think about it, what I think's good, what I think's bad. So yeah, generally speaking, Marathon is really heavily addictive. I don't know why, but I just keep finding myself coming back and back to it. And I think it's that addictive nature which is quite similar to gambling in a way. Every run is a gamble. What you take with you, you have a gamble of whether you keep it or not. Unlike Arc Raiders, there isn't any safe pocket. So if you're bringing in really high value loot, really high value guns, and you get taken out by a team of sweats, then it's gone for good. So you chucked in with a group of 3, and essentially what you have to do is, in each run, fulfill whatever contract you chose to do. So some of them might require to do one thing, some might be multiple things, some might be progressive. It's unlikely you'll be able to do everything all in one run. For example, the one I chose is essentially the stabbing other runners in the face objective. And what I mean by that is, when another enemy gets downed, you have the option to finish them off. That's if their teammate doesn't come and try and revive them first. And that's a really good thing about this game in comparison to Arc Raiders, is that if you get downed, you not only get a chance to be revived by your teammate, but if you do bleed out, your teammates can also then still revive you. That doesn't mean that your stuff won't get nicked in the meantime. At least you'll have the second opportunity to get back into the run, find some other loot and guns and exfil. And I've actually had that before, where I was on one side of the map, I got fucked over by some sort of toxic flower thing, and then the rest of my team, they didn't necessarily even need to. They came over, rescued me, I did my objective, and we all exfilled. So even amongst strangers, there's still that camaraderie and wanting to help each other out. You can definitely sense the DNA of both Destiny and Halo in this game. The guns are spot on, they're fun to use, some of them have multiple functions, they're moddable, and similar to your character in a way, you can also customize that. So you can increase certain attributes of your character, speed, firepower, defense, that kind of thing. And it all has that kind of almost cyberpunk / Mass Effect aesthetic, that kind of near future vibe where everything looks very kind of corporate, and it's a very distinct aesthetic which I know put a lot of people off initially, but I really like it. In addition to guns, you also have a vast array of other things that you can use at your disposal. Various types of grenades, you've got packs that can almost disturb other runners' visions, so you then look like some sort of pixelated blur running around, and cool things such as ammo packs. So if your team are low, you can chuck an ammo pack down and you can all refill. The guns as well have different ammo types, so you'll have standard bullets, ballistic weapons, and energy weapons. There isn't really any one weapon which is better than the other, which is good, so it's almost down to your preference. In this run I was using a Magnum which I'd found in a previous run, and I actually thought it was really good, so hopefully I can keep onto it and not fucking lose it in the next run. Each character also has different abilities, so I'm playing the assassin because it has an active camo ability as well as a smoke grenade ability, which is also active camo, except limited to the radius of the smoke. But it also applies to anyone within it, particularly a team. So if you're all huddled down in the middle of a firefight, you can chuck this down and it obscures you, and it might give you a chance to retaliate or get back behind cover and regroup. So like I said, what I really love about this game, it just has this addictive loop. Go in, you do some contracts, and then you exfil if you're lucky. And it's so satisfying when you've gone in, you've downed a couple of other teams, you've got some high quality loot, you've dodged the UESC bots, and you make it to that exfil point, and it's really just a kind of dopamine hit that you just get every single time. Where I'd say this game falls down slightly is it just doesn't explain anything when you're starting out. Hence my other video giving beginners a bit of advice on where to start. You almost find yourself having to learn the ropes yourself, even the bare basics of what button does what items do what. You find yourself just hunting through codex entries, doing multiple failed runs time and time again before you eventually get used to the ebb and flow of the game and how it works. Another slight downside for me is there really isn't enough variety in the maps and the maps design. And it's not a bad thing, but I just hope that as the game progresses and as it gets expanded upon, they maybe venture out into a few different biomes and give the game a few different flavours, because at the moment, the maps themselves don't really sell the game very well. So yeah, Marathon for me is so far very playable, very enjoyable. I don't see any signs of me putting it down just yet. I've still got plenty more contracts to do. So yeah, see you out there, runners.